Alright, so I've read a little bit of this book, here and there again, but I've never read it in full. Until now. This is going to be my review of Brian Michael Bendis' Spider-Man, artwork by Sara Pichelli. Now, this comic book came out in 2011, and this was kind of a big deal, because this was Peter Parker from the 616 universe meeting Miles Morales of the Ultimate Universe. So this is the first time the the 616 and Ultimate Universe were crossing over. And everyone said, you know, this is really dumb, you know, this is not a good idea, but for what it is, I think Bendis pulled it off. First off, but let me say this. Let me say this, though. Having said that, I do have some thoughts. Here's the thing. This comic book, in trade, feels really fast. This feels like a really fast read when I got it in trade. I got this for about $10 in a little bargain bin at Books A Million. And, yeah, not to say it's bad, it just feels really quick. I don't know, maybe it's just when it was a complete trade, or maybe I just had too much time on my hands. But no, this felt really quick. I also felt like maybe Bendis should have made it about maybe given it about 2 more issues. Maybe should have made it 8 parts, because I feel like there was a lot more stuff he could have done. Or, actually, no, he should have just given it 1 more part. Like, instead of making it 5 issues, he should have at least done 6 issues, at least to help the main story along. Because I feel like, and I'll get to this in a minute, I feel like he was just building up to one point of the story, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about, and everything else like, okay, now we gotta get back to the main story and wrap it all up. And that's what it really feels like. But it is good, don't get me wrong. I mean, he handles the idea of, you know, these two universes meeting, these 2 characters from 2 different universes meeting for the first time very well. So yes, let's go on with the story. Now the first issue doesn't really take place much in the Ultimate Universe. It's more about Peter Parker encountering what we find out is the Ultimate Universe Mysterio. Ultimate Universe Mysterio kicks him into a little vortex that he made. They don't really exactly... That's another thing. That little thing Ultimate Mysterio had, maybe I missed something, but they don't really explain how he... They say he's a genius, but how smart is he to actually own that, or did he get it? They don't really know, and they don't really explain how he created something that could punch holes through the universe, or if he got it or not. If he made it himself or something else. But yeah, it's just a little nitpick. So for the last few issues, it's just Peter Parker swinging around like, oh, this doesn't feel right. And then he encounters Miles Morales. The 2 in the second issue have a fight, and then it's like, oh, you know, I'm Miles Morales, I'm Spider-Man of this universe, and he's brought to Nick Fury, who, you know, Peter Parker quickly discovers, oh, this is not my universe. There's also a funny line in issue 4 where Miles is with Nick and Peter, and Miles says, hey, is there a Nick Fury in your universe too? And Peter's like, yeah, there is. And Nick goes, you know, what's he like? Well, he's white. And Fury goes, I'm so sorry for you. That made me laugh. There are several moments in here that made me laugh out loud. Bendis knows how to write Spider-Man humor. And he knows how to write drama in these stories. But again, I feel like he should have given it, at least made it a 6-parter instead of a 5-parter. Because I feel like he should... again, I'll get to that, but yeah. So, the story goes on, and this is where I want to talk about something right here. And this is in issue 4. Where Peter Parker finally discovers that the Peter Parker of this universe was not only younger than him, but also died when he was a teenager. And he goes to see Aunt May and finds Gwen Stacy there, who... This is where I say that this is what Brian Michael Bendis really wanted to do. He just wanted to have some closure with Gwen and Aunt May and use it with Peter Parker, with the other universe's Peter Parker to do it. That's what I feel like this was really building up to, was Peter meeting the Ultimate Universe from Aunt May and Gwen Stacy. And don't get me wrong, there is some great dramatic moments because, you know, she just lost pretty much the last member of her family, and all she has left is Gwen. And it's funny too that Peter doesn't want to tell Gwen what happened to her version of herself in his universe. I really do like that he keeps changing the subject. Also, we also have the Ultimate Mary Jane for a few seconds, but she doesn't want to see this Peter, obvious reasons. But yeah, I just feel like Bendis was just building up this whole story just so he could do that one little issue of, hey, I'm going to write a story where 616 Peter finds out he's dead and goes to hang out with Gwen Stacy and Aunt May from the Ultimate Universe. That'll be fun, right? That's what I feel like it was all building up to, and he's like, oh yeah, I got to finish up the story. Here you go in one issue, boom, done. Again, in trade, it just feels like a really long read. It just feels like a short read, excuse me. Having said that, though, I do like it. I love how Bendis writes the humor. I like how he writes the interaction between Peter and Miles. I like how he interacts with the universe itself. This is where I kind of want to say that this should have been a little longer again, because I kind of want to see Peter's interaction. I wish I saw more of Peter's reaction to this other universe, because, as we all know, the Ultimate Universe ain't too fun. There are some major faults to it, and yeah, I kind of wanted to see him interact and find out more about this Ultimate Universe and how kind of screwed up it is. I kind of want to see his reaction to that. But I understand it's more of a Spider-Man story, or rather Spider-Men story. So that I can accept. I can accept that. I just kind of wish I saw a little more for it because of how cool the concept was and how well Bendis managed to balance that out. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it was really cool. He really got it right. Bendis really got it right of using kind of a stupid idea and making it cool, and how he kind of played around with it. It was simple. Was it simple? Yeah, it really was kind of simple. It was a really simplistic story of, oh, bad guy from another universe somehow gets to our universe, and our main hero gets somehow transported to another universe, and its wackiness ensues. That's what it really feels like. But it is good for what it's worth. I mean, if anything, you just want to see Peter and Miles hang out. That's what you really want to see, is just Peter and Miles working together to fight Ultimate Mysterio, who is just completely batshit insane. It's been a while since I've read any Ultimate comics, so I can hardly remember what the Ultimate Mysterio was like. I do remember he was fucking crazy, though. So, in that regard, yeah. And the artwork. Let's talk about the artwork real quick. Oh my god, the artwork is amazing. I love the artwork in this comic. Sarah Pichelli, dear lord, I love your artwork. I really love how it's drawn. I love how the facial expressions feel very fluid, and a lot of the background scenes are very well done as well. And I know that people are saying, yeah, there's going to be a Spider-Man 2, because they left it that cliffhanger of Peter looking for the 616 Miles Morales, and then he's like, oh my god. So, and again, Bendis said he's going to do Spider-Man 2, so I'm kind of wondering if that's going to play with anything, because it's been kind of hanging open since, 2011? I know you're busy, Bendis, but come on, we want to see this. Anyway, I would say if you're a Spider-Man fan, whether it be 616 or Ultimate, I would definitely say get this, because this was really good. If you want to see both versions of these two Spider-Man, of these two versions of the same character, meet and interact, I would definitely say go get it. It's a lot of fun. Short read in trade, yeah. I imagine it was also pretty short comic book wise as well, but it is really fun. They know what they're doing. Bendis knows what he's doing, and he just kind of runs with it. There's really good humor in here. Not much else I can say. I really do recommend this if you're a Spider-Man fan. Again, whether you're a fan of Amazing or Ultimate, either or both. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and yeah, I'm out.